Hold on. Then we put a little basil in there. Hold on.
Hi, this is Chef Nano. I'm dedicating this episode to my friend Sammy, who was also from Calabria. Sammy, this eggplant parmesan is for you. Hi, friends and family. This is Pete, but my kids call me Chef Nano. Anyway, today I got a real good recipe with eggplant parmesan, and I'm going to add in the middle there, I'm going to add a little bit of zucchini. So, okay, first to get you started, I did this yesterday. You could do it the day before. You kind of saute half an onion, diced up real fine, and chopped garlic in a pan. And once you heat it up pretty good, then you put the crushed tomato in there and the diced tomato and mix it all in. You can put a little salt and pepper, whatever spice you want to put. Some people put a little oregano, but first step, what I'm going to do is, you don't want too much of the skin on the eggplant. So we cut the two ends off. And we cut that off. And then we cut like 1/4-inch slices and go down slow. Kind of get them even. They don't have to be perfect. Right there. Set them aside. And cut it. Okay, now we're going to cut up the zucchini. Cut both ends, we don't want too much skin. So just cut the ends off. Okay? And then the same as the eggplant, about a 1/4 inch. It could be a little thinner than the zucchini. Cut the slices. So I cut a couple ahead of time. So what we do is put them on the pan. And you want them to dry. And I put them in a pan with paper towel on the bottom. Just lay them out there real nice. And okay. Yep. All right, now we sprinkle a little bit of salt on them, and that'll remove a little bit of the water out of them. So now while the eggplant and zucchini are resting, beat 4 eggs and put a little pinch of water, like a tablespoon. I don't put too much water. I want it to be real sticky so they stick to the batter. Okay, I got that. Flour, you just mix them a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of onion powder. That's the powder. Okay, and just mix it up, that's all. You can add just a little pinch of salt and a little black pepper. Very little of flour. Okay, so that's all set. Then I got the breadcrumbs here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dip them in the flour, dip them in the egg, and then dip them in the breadcrumbs. Okay, now get a paper towel and just dampen them. You can see they're sweating. And you get some of the water off of them. They don't have to be completely dry. Now the zucchini dried out, take them and dip in the flour. Then I used to use the tongue, dip them in the egg batter. And then in the breadcrumbs. And then set them on. Okay, so now we take them and we lay it, make sure the oil is frying, make sure the oil's hot. Usually, if you use a big enough pan, you can fit 4 slices at a time in there. Some people use 2 frying pans. That's fine. I mean, it's just like 2 or 3 minutes on each side. You can see the other side's cooking. And we take them off, and we set them on the pan. Set some of the oil off. nice and brown. Okay, the next step, we'll brush a little olive oil in the pan and just brush it around. Just spread it around real good. You don't need a lot, just a little bit to coat it so it won't stick to the bottom. That's the only reason. You can do the sides a little bit. And then what I like to do, which a lot of the chefs, some of them do it, they do it on pizza, but I'll get a little bit of butter and just spread it on the top there. This way, the butter can withstand higher temperature than the olive oil, and you won't burn up the top of your pan. Okay, it's a little butter there. Okay, and then we'll put the sauce on there. Not a lot, just enough to coat it a little bit. I use like 2 spoonfuls. Just spread it evenly in there. And I know some people just kind of shake it to get it all over, but that's fine. And now we're set. We'll take the eggplant and just lay them the best you can. I kind of, because they're different shapes, I try to put the shapes together so you cover most of the bottom up. And I go this way. Another one, this one fits perfect that way. This one's a nice bigger one for here. There you go, we got that all covered. And we just put a little more sauce on top, not a lot. You really don't need a lot of sauce on it. Just a little bit to get them damp with the sauce. There you go, that looks good. Now, we got the Asiago mozzarella mix, and just sprinkle it on there. Now what I'm doing here, it's really 3 layers, but you could just 2 layers. And I'm gonna add zucchini in the middle, but if you don't like the zucchini, don't add the zucchini, okay? Exactly, it's like 2 cups of mozzarella and Asiago on that first layer. Then before I forget, sprinkle a little basil. If you have the fresh basil, you can put fresh basil, break them up in little pieces, just put it in there. I don't really have that much in the winter time, but anyway, that's fine. Okay, now on this layer, we take and we put the zucchini. Now I went with the layers this way. Now I'm going the opposite direction. This way it'll hold together better. And I do the same thing with lasagna. I go 1 layer this way, 1 layer that way, crisscross. So you might think this look like I'm making lasagna, and the difference is the noodles. You can put the noodles and the ricotta. That's the 2 things different. Okay, this is the middle layer. We put the sauce on there, a little basil, and then a little Parmesan Romano. Okay, in the middle. Okay, and then we start putting the cheese on there. And this will be the last cheese. This is 2 cups. So that's all the cheese. Okay, now spread that out, it looks good. Okay, so now this is the last layer. The last layer, you put the eggplant on there. Okay. So now this is the top layer. The top layer, you don't put no cheese now. What you do in the top layer, you just put a whole bunch of sauce on top. Cover it with sauce. And that'd be the remainder of the sauce. Okay, it's been a half hour at 400. Take it out. All right, looking good. A little Parmesan Romano. Okay, and then they put the fresh mozzarella on top. You don't really have to put a lot because it'll start melting, spreading. And then it's going to go back in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes just to melt the cheese on top. Okay, we just took it out of the oven. We let it sit for about 10 or 12 minutes, 15 minutes. And I'm just going to cut into it. Cut with a knife. And just cut some squares. Making my mouth water looking at it. Look at that. Nice cheesy. Holding together real good. Hold on. Then we put a little basil in there. Manja was delicious. Thanks for spending time with Chef Nanu. Hold on. Then we put a little basil in there. Hold on. Then we put a little